the best goalkeeper in the league. But tonight, another great defender in Blast history, arguably the greatest defender in modern Blast history, Mike Lookingland, will officially retire tonight in a pregame ceremony.
Yeah, just a guy that, and actually, he started his career right before I started my broadcasting career. It was neat. We grew up together and played together when we were younger, and to see him grow from that young guy to that dominant MVP of the league, and to watch him lead that team. And it's funny because him and Danny Kelly kind of started and came into the league that same year. There was an incident where Danny took over as the team coach midway through the season. Mike Lookingland came on and played the last 2 games of that year. There was only 2 games without that overlap. And then from those 2, they went on this unprecedented run of defensive dominance that led to the championships for the Blast and really changed the face of soccer in this town. Always great defensive team in Baltimore, a lot of history there, but nothing like what Danny Kelly and Mike Lookingland were able to accomplish. And obviously there was a lot of great goalkeepers behind there, Segu and William Van Zella now, but really it came from Mike Lookingland setting that tone and being that guy on the field for Danny Kelly.
Mike Lookingland never missed a game due to injury in his career. The only time he missed a game when he was suspended for 1 game late in his career, but he was an Iron Man for the Blast. And you talk about great defenders, a 4-time Defender of the Year in the MASL, and he really rewrote the record books for defense for Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a 3-year run where he was the Defender of the Year for the league. In addition to winning the MVP, which an MVP as a defensive player is an incredible thing. When you're talking about going up against guys like we're seeing the San Diego players come out here, it was a dominant performance to get that kind of notice to come in and win MVP.
Basically those years it was him, Hanoni Martinez from Monterey, and Pat Morris from Philadelphia were the 3 dominant defenders in the league in those years. So a lot to look forward to tonight. You've got the Blast and the San Diego Sockers. You've got a huge crowd on hand to watch that. You've got the official retirement of one of the all-time great Blasts, Mike Lookingland, and you got a big game. San Diego coming east, need a win. They're 2-2. The Blast look to protect their home turf. They're 43-2, as you mentioned, in their last 45. They're riding a 22-game winning streak at home. They're 4-0 on the year. They have yet to be tested. I'm sure the Sockers will certainly test them here tonight.
I can't wait.
It's going to be
great.
Let's
get these people off the field. Let's go. It's time to play.
All right, we're going to lay out. We've got some other special things going on. In a moment, you'll be hearing from Ed Hale. I had a chance to interview him earlier this week. A big week for Ed Hale as he was inducted into the Maryland State Sports Hall of Fame. And so we'll hear from Ed in just a couple seconds. There's a look at the Sockers as they get set to take on the Blast here tonight.
To the brand new scoreboard here at the Royal Farms Arena for a very special announcement concerning our owner who was recently inducted into the Maryland Athletic Hall of Fame.
Well, I was sitting in my office one afternoon in Rosedale, and I got a call from Sandy McKee, who used to be the beat writer for the Sun paper for the Baltimore Blast, telling me that I had been selected to go into the Hall of Fame with Brooks Robinson, John Mackey, Tom McMillan, and I was shocked. I don't think people understand how much I love the Baltimore Blast, the fans, my team, the coaching staff, and the staff. I believe that this is probably one of the most fun things I've had to do, but it's very difficult to get the people downtown, and to be rewarded with this really is meaningful to me. After owning the team all these years, 28 years, it's probably more important, not probably, it's more important to me today than it was back when I first got the team from Red Shear and a bunch of other guys. I love it, and I try to put the best that I can into it every time. And when we win the championship, it's more meaningful today than it was back then.
Baltimore.
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 Are you ready?
It's time to meet your 2015-2016 Baltimore. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask you to please rise and remove your hats with their rendition of America the Beautiful. Please give a warm Baltimore Blast welcome to the Stemmers Run Middle School Honors Choral. And now performing God Bless America, please welcome Stemmers Run Middle School Concert Band. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please remain standing as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem by tonight's special guest, St. Pius X. Let's hear it for all our groups tonight. Stemmers Run Middle School Honors Choral, the Stemmers Run Middle School Concert Band, and St. Pius X. and was a champion both off the field as well as he made numerous appearances in our community. Right now, let's give it up for a Baltimore boy who has a special place in Baltimore Blast history. Number 24, Mike Looking Lamb.
Is this on? All right. No, I definitely wanted to come out here first and foremost to just show my gratitude towards my family, my mom and dad, my sisters, my beautiful wife, for allowing me to live my dream and play as long as I possibly could. To all my coaches, youth coaches growing up, everybody I've ever played with, everybody holds a special place in my heart. To the management from the Blast, Ed Hale, Kevin Healy, Mike Conway, Amy Keller, I could go on forever. Especially Coach Danny Kelly and David Bascone, who were the only coaches I ever had. So I love you guys, I appreciate it, you mean a lot to me. To every single player that I ever suited up with in a Blast uniform, I love you guys, I appreciate it. There's still a couple guys in front of me. I love dying with you guys every game, meant a lot. And most importantly, to represent the city of Baltimore and win multiple championships for you guys was a dream come true. So thank you very much. I appreciate everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blast fans, give it up for number 24, Mike Looking Lamb. And now it's time for our first kick. We're here on a very special night. It's Cancer Awareness Night here in Baltimore, and Mike Looking Lamb will kick out tonight's first ball, and he's here to honor his sister, Michelle, on our Cancer Awareness Night. Michelle Patchett is a breast cancer survivor. All right, Mike, one final kick here in Baltimore. All right, Mike, give it up for Mike Looking Lamb. Fans, Michelle has started a foundation to help families in need who have loved ones battling breast cancer. They'll be on the stage collecting donations throughout tonight's game for her Pink Pride Foundation. The Pink Pride Foundation was named after Michelle's Pride soccer team, who stood by her side throughout her 15 months of cancer treatments. Michelle is a true fighter, and so were the girls in her team, which made the name very fitting for the organization. Once again, please help this worthy cause and donate this evening on the stage. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the officials for tonight's game. The referees this evening are Rich Grady and Joe Della Pena. Tonight's alternate referee, Sean Papperman. And our fourth official here this evening, Brendan Malarkey Jr.
And for San Diego, Roberto, Luna, Velez, McNeely, Childs, who is a tremendous scorer, and Chris Toth in goal tonight for the Sockers.
So for Toth this year, as we talked about the breakdown, 4 games so far for him, 82 shots against, 53 saves. His goals against average a little inflated, 7.27 compared to 1.75 for William Vanzella. Of course, William helped by the shutout so far this season.
Toth in his career, 38-8. He is the author of a perfect season for San Diego, and William Vanzella, 46-10 in his stellar career, an .821 winning percentage. He's got a career .319 goals against. That is microscopic, and a career .793 save percentage. That is unheard of. Here are the postseason honors. He was the 2013 playoff MVP, the 2014 MISL Keeper of the Year, and the 2015 MASL Keeper of the Year. And he clearly has forged a path here in Baltimore. And he had big shoes to fill with Segu.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember when they came in, they were looking at a goalie platoon there early on, and then William Vanzella just
Troy
took care of that.
Hernandez.
Yeah, Troy. And Troy was a heck of a goaltender. Remember, he came in and looked like the strong goaltender as he had the arm to throw it across the length of the field.
Troy never lost. Troy was 9-0. I mean, literally, he was 9-0 in 2 seasons for the Blast.
And didn't win the job.
Exactly, and didn't win the job. Blast after the opening kickoff, they'll be moving from left to right. Again, Blast in the black shirts and the pink pants in honor of Cancer Awareness Night here in Baltimore. And here's a chance for the Blast. A good cut for Donatelli, the get, and the go, and the score! And the Blast lead it with Obasi and Donatelli, 29 into the game.
You called it early on, Gary. The Blast, the first quarter that starts 10-0 to start the first quarter for the Blast in their 4 games, and they do it again here early as the Blast created a turnover in midfield, kept the pressure in, a give and go on the boards, and just a straight pass right across and an easy knock-in as Chris Toth had no chance to get over to that ball.
Anawa Obasi with the goal. That's his 3rd, 5th point of the year. And what an assist from Tony Donatelli, his 4th and 5th point of the year. And there you have it, just 29 into the game.
So the excitement's not going to go down. We see the quality in the field. So San Diego, they've had the struggles in the 4th quarter. And what are they going to do now that they get a little pressure here in the 1st quarter? How are they going to respond? First game of an East Coast road trip. They had to travel across the country. They're going to have to play again tomorrow. This is big for them as they're going to see how they're going to respond to being down early.
San Diego with their first extended possession in the game. The Sockers are 2-2. They're in 3rd in the Pacific Division. Blast are 4-0. They're in 1st in the Eastern Division. The Blast and the Missouri Comets are the only unbeaten teams in the league. Missouri right now 7-0. Missouri has won 30 consecutive regular season games dating back to the 2013-14 season.
And for them, a championship win in that run. And then, of course, last year the Blast win 2 games in that series and eliminate an unbeaten Missouri team from the playoffs and then lose to Monterey in the championship.
Here comes San Diego from the back. This is Velez to the target man and receives it back. And Velez scores off the target. And just about a minute after the Blast had taken the lead, San Diego punches back.
Well, they answered the call, and that was the test for San Diego as Crew Forbes posted up on the defender. A simple give and go, and Crew just didn't rotate back across. William Vanzella left in no man's land trying to make a save there as the ball was posted up and unable to do so.
Eddie Velez, his 2nd goal of the year, his 4th point. And Nick Pereira, the former Milwaukee Wave, gets the assist. That's his 4th. 5th point of the year. Time of the goal is 1:33, and we got a ball game. This is the first time the Blast have allowed a goal in the 1st quarter this year. So San Diego came to play tonight, as was well expected. This is Andrew Hoxie for the Blast. What an addition he's been. Hoxie with 7 goals in 4 games this year for the Blast. He and Vinny Dantas lead the way with 7 apiece. Dantas leads the team with 9 points. And there's a steal for San Diego. That's Hughes on the steal, and it's picked up by Pereira. And so the Sockers now have possession in the back. Victor Quiroz, who was with Monterey for a number of years and won a championship with them, helping out Toth in the back. And now the Blast pressuring Pereira, and they cause a steal, but San Diego able to get it back, fortunately, as Hoxie was on the ball. Quiros now leaving it back for Toth. Well up ahead and over the back goes William Vanzella. Vanzella makes the play with 12:05 left in the first quarter.
Ball kept carrying as it kept lifting up. It looked like it caught a little breeze there or something. It just kept lifting up. Looked like it would be a little more dangerous, and all of a sudden it just floated to William Vanzella.
Roque takes a spill, no call after the contact. And now cutting in front is Dos Santos for the Blast. San Diego will maintain possession at their yellow line. Sockers beat the Blast last year in San Diego. 7-2, beat them pretty good. Childs had 3 goals and an assist in that game. Dos Santos commits the foul.
Attention small businesses, Netacom is an alternative phone and internet provider specializing in small businesses just like yours. Netacom provides phone lines, phone systems, internet access, and everyday computers help desk support. Check us out at netacom.com. Advanced Radiology is proud to be the official medical imaging provider of the Baltimore Blast. When you need fast, accurate results, trust the team of experts at Advanced Radiology. Visit advancedradiology.com for a location near you.
The injured player for San Diego is Eric Tovar, number 51, a midfielder. Tovar with 6 points on the year, 3 goals and 3 assists in 4 games. And he was able to walk off. So the Sockers will have it. We're tied at 1, 3.5 minutes into the first.
Need an apartment? Henderson Webb is your hometown property management company with over 10,000 apartments in Baltimore, Anne Arundel, and Howard counties, and Baltimore City. Call 410-885-4100 or visit aptrent.com. That's aptrent.com. Ask about the Blast Rent Special Equal Housing Opportunity.
Blast will have it now, a kick in from their own yellow line. Boy, Wapu sends it back with some pace to Vanzella. He's got to scurry off into the corner there. Here's some pressure from the Sockers inside the Blast yellow line. That's Childs pressuring from his forward position. But here come the Blast now on a run. Obasi all the way. Oh, he scores! Now it's Dos Santos. Nobody challenged him.
What an absolute run by Dos Santos as he went all the way from the three-point line on the defensive end all the way across, and he kept running, and everybody kept waiting for a pass, He wasn't having it. He made a nice little deke right around the yellow line, knocked his defender off, and was able to go right in and bury a shot right in the top of the net. What an awesome run by Dos Santos. As we see in the replay, we see he's got the ball, he's had the ball, 3/4 of the field already. Here's a little deke as he knocks his defender into the other defender, and then just a rocket into the upper 90 on the top right-hand side, the near side.
Not sure what the San Diego defender at the yellow line was thinking about.
they ran into each other, really. It looked like you had the defender that was chasing, and the other defender just ran into him, knocked him off. Just a great job by Dos Santos to run coast to coast there.
Dos Santos with his 3rd goal, 5th point of the year. That's the 102nd point of his career. Here's an indoor soccer play off the boards from Donatelli, held in by the Blast. Pereira is hit hard onto the ground. 99 for San Diego. Matt Clare will pick up the foul. It'll be a free kick Blast from the yellow line. Boy, the action is frantic early in this game.
Well, early on, you're starting to see, I mean, the teams the Blast have played so far this season, Detroit and the games that they've played here at home, nowhere near the quality of opponent that San Diego is. So this is definitely 2 very good teams in this league playing together, and the pace of play is showing that.
I mean, and the quality of play, this is just a whole nother planet that these 2 teams are playing on right now. 2-1 Blast. Almost 5 minutes gone here in the first. Toth pokes it up ahead, and Levi Wapu steps in front and kicks it over the boards, and so this will be a kick in, top of the box for San Diego, a very dangerous place.
So last year, the Blast actually struggled a little bit in the set play defense. Uncharacteristic for them. You think maybe after losing a guy like Mike Cookingland and having that defensive captain back there, but you got to have to rely on William Vanzella to set up the defense here and set this up, and Pat Healy, of course.
I was just about to say, the old Blast nemesis, Evan McNeely, when he was with Milwaukee would just crush the Blast, and he does it again here to the right of the wall, the left of the keeper, and we're tied at 2 off the set piece.
We're going to have to see here when we see the replay, but I'm not even sure that he didn't go right through the wall there as McNeely, a guy who led the league in penalties. Look and see here. Does this ball go right through the wall? Right through the middle of the wall.
And Williams just had him totally played on the other side, and McNeely figured it out. Time of the goal, 4:44. We've had 4 goals in the first 4:44 play. And for McNeely now, that's his 2nd goal, 4th point in his 3rd season with San Diego. He's got 30 points.
So you talk about McNeely. Guy had 3 championships in the old MASL. He was on the Monterey team that beat the Blast and then won a championship. And then the back-to-back Milwaukee championship teams. Led the team in penalties in 2000, or led the league in penalties in 2012. And a guy that just killed the Blast.
Blast are going to have their hands full here tonight, tied at 2. William has only allowed 7 goals in the first 4 games, but he's allowed 2 in the first 4 minutes here tonight. 2-2 is the score.
Hockey's got
Hoxie now in the corner.
had position there. He got turned around, but just kind of got out physical on that ball by a smaller defender.
Zé Roberto on the defense. That's a familiar name to Baltimore fans. He's not the Brazilian soccer star, but he did play for the Philadelphia Kicks for a number of years.
Teammates with Tony Donatelli.
Yes, that is true. Pat Morris also back in the day.
Pat Morris.
Here's Toth. Good pressure from Kim for the Blast. Buzzing around is Donatelli.
Pat Morris looked like he should have been a catcher on a minor league baseball team, like a career.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like he did not look like a soccer player. He was a great soccer player.
Right, like a
Built
Crash
like
Davis.
a house, yeah.
14 seasons,
Yeah.
400 home runs.
Had
that kind
bad
of thing.
knees and could hit a whole bunch of home runs. That
Right. Don't think, just pitch.
Back to soccer now.
Donatelli in the midfield, moved off. No foul called. Boy, Tony's got some shorn locks. He had longer hair at the beginning of the year. Must be that Samson thing. Biblical reference.
Biblical reference.
Yeah.
Well, you're my go-to source for all information on hair. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. Haven't played in that game in a few years. But I gotta bring in a picture one day.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah. Long flowing locks down in Miami.
Yeah, absolutely, with a beard and everything. Claire sends it over to the keeper, Toth, who kicks it over, and a timeout on the floor. We'll take it 2 with 7:45 left in the first. The Blast and the Sockers are tied at 2. $7:45 left in the first period, with the Blast and the Sockers tied at 2. Gary Stein, Andrew Primrose. It's kind of throwback night here in Baltimore. Uniforms may not suggest it, but the crowd, the anticipation, the teams, the cities, the action, all is well in Baltimore tonight. 2-2 the score. Blast now with a chance. Here's Pereira trying to find Roque off the boards. Keeps it alive.
I think that was a case of Pereira maybe overthinking it a little bit as he had Levy on the give and go, tried to get a little cute and go the other way to Pereira, and I think if he had just given it off to Levy, it would have been a goal.
Pereira blocked out in front. Great play by Jonathan Santos, who also is a familiar name to Blast fans. Played for years with the Milwaukee Wave back in the day.
There's a lot of guys on this team that, that San Diego did a good job of restocking. Jeff Hughes, see him out there. Just a lot of guys that the Blast have had trouble with over the years. Victor Quiros.
Evan McNeely. Last year, Craig Childs. Blast couldn't stop him. San Diego doing a good job of possession. They've got it here. Santos now on the ball. Santos, I'll always remember. This may have been the greatest game Paul and I ever called. 14-13 semifinal in Milwaukee to beat them to go to the championship. It was the 05-06 season. It was Looking Land's first season. One of the greatest games I've ever called or seen in my life, saved by Vanzella. Anyway, the reason why I bring up Santos, on basically the game's final play, someone takes a shot, I think Howes from the yellow line. Segou blocks it. The shot was hit so hard that the block carried all the way back to his own yellow line, and it was Jonathan Santos who was chasing the ball from Milwaukee as time was running out. 8-7, 6-5, 4, and Santos couldn't do anything with it by the time he got there. Blast now with it, 6:10 left to go in the first. We're tied at 2. Here's Dantas with his first touch tonight. Dantas, 7 goals. Hoxie, 7 goals for the Blast. Co-leaders for Baltimore this year. Dantas last year with 16 goals in 19 games. And Dantas inside on a pass from Obasi. That's broken up. Here's one touch off the boards in the box for Dantas. Kicked away by the Sockers.
Great
and Toth, good defense there by San Diego.
Yeah, just a fantastic job there in awareness as you're starting to see what a team that knows how to play indoor soccer looks like.
The play inside the box was made by Childs. Now the Blast mixing it up. Healy along with Childs.
Pat not afraid to mix it up a little bit.
No, if there's one thing Pat isn't, it's afraid. Here's a steal. Donatelli with 3-on-4. Now the Blast will slow it down. McNeely gets back for the Sockers as well.
Not afraid even if it's post-game, apparently.
That is true. You're talking about last year in the playoffs. Here's Dantas, the target. And the ball off the boards, intended for Wapu, and again cutting in front. Oh, rebound, and Dantas almost puts it into the back of the net. Toth should kiss the post. Here's another drive by the Blast, and that one is just wide from Pereira. The Blast just peppering the goal. Here's a breakaway for San Diego. Pereira for them. Good defense for Baltimore getting back.
This is unbelievable.
Let's just play without a whistle. Because that's what this game has basically been.
Well, I think the referees have done a good job because I haven't seen a lot of, there haven't been fouls. There have been good no calls. It's been physical soccer, but it's been clean soccer.
This actually reminds me, and you'll remember this, the series against Monterey last year in the playoffs, there was never a whistle, and the play was fantastic.
That series should go down as one of the greatest series in indoor soccer. I mean, you can't get any more evenly matched teams playing quality soccer than those two. I mean, that whole playoffs was fantastic. As even the Baltimore, obviously was marred at the end, but the Baltimore-Missouri series was fantastic as you had Baltimore knock off an undefeated team two times in a row playing great soccer. That was a fantastic playoffs, one for the ages.
Abel Sabelli takes the ball away from Kim for the Blast, giving possession to San Diego. Blast fans, I'm sure, will remember the Monterey series last year. Monterey was within 2 seconds of winning the championship when Roque punched in a goal at the goal line, basically, to stave off elimination. Blast ended up winning that game too, but then losing in an overtime game 3. Look at that action right out in front. Nobody giving up on a play in this game. 3:13 left in the first. I feel like we played 5 quarters already.
I'm exhausted already. I'm not playing. I'm talking about it.
Here's Healy for the Blast. Vanzella way out to the midfield. William Vanzella pokes it up again. Oh, look at this! What a pass! I wonder what he was doing, and now we know! Pereira scores, and only William makes that play.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable play as William Vanzella up past the midfield line, finds Pereira just on his head. Brilliant, brilliant pass from William Vanzella as he came across. And it's 3-2, and every one of these goals has been magical so far.
That actually may have been the greatest pass I've ever seen in my life. 2:55 left in the first. Watch this play from the goalkeeper, Vanzella.
One step, pass, dropped it right on the head. You know what's funny? I don't know if you saw St. Louis playing Missouri. Had a similar goal. Gordy Gerson had a goal, the same thing. That actually pass came from the yellow line from their goaltender. It was featured on Fox Sports. That play where it was the exact same play. It was right onto the head of the attacker. Gerson scored that goal for St. Louis, but almost the exact same play there.
It's a 2-point night for Pereira. He's got a goal and an assist. Time of the goal, 12:09. Blast lead at 3-2. For Vanzella, that's his first point of the year. And time of the goal is 12:09. And again, Vanzella from midfield put it right on the head. And it wasn't even that he put it on the head. The English he put on that ball to get there from the corner. Ridiculous pass by Vanzella. Blast lead.
We talked about this a little earlier about when William came in the team and he had the little competition with Troy Hernandez. The one thing that set William apart for this coaching staff was his ability to play the ball with his feet, to be that extra attacker.
Look at this! Roque finding a runner, and Healy puts the Blast up 4-2. The Blaster on fire. Time of the goal, 13:08.
Well, for the Blast, just controlling the ball in the offensive zone. And again, another give and go, one-touch shot here as Pat Healy got the ball coming across there. Roque with the assist. We'll see here the replay coming up. Here it comes. We'll see Roque just settles, one touch across, and it's just a perfectly placed shot.
I mean, you gotta stay with your man. We'll take a timeout. 1:52 left in the first. Blast 4, San Diego 2. There's a look at the Blast bench as we're about ready to get set. Continue play here with 1:52 left in the first. Blast 4, San Diego 2, 6 goals in the first 13:08 of the game. Blast goals from Obasi, DeSantos, Pereira, and Healy. San Diego goals from Velez and McNeely off a restart. Blast on top 4-2. Blast now trying to get some more. Here's Dantas. Oh, Toth has to make a save. Rebound! And that one blocked by Toth again. Rebound from Wapu.
If you looked on the league leader and they had a category for crossbars hit and goalpost hit, Levy Wapu would be the top 3 positions by himself.
Yeah, he had 3 the other night against, who was it, Detroit, I guess.
That's unbelievable. If Levy Wapu had any luck at all, it would be better than this.
San Diego Claire trying to get around Roque, broken up by the Blast. Here come the Blast now. Dantas in the midfield. Nice move. Gets between 2 defenders. Both Claire and Tovar had a chance and couldn't put him down. Coming up on a minute left in the first. Blast lead by 2. Here's Vanzella. Was in that territory. Was in moments ago. Blast are going to make the Sockers chase here.
Well, with less than 1 minute left, it's about possession and playing for that last shot. No reason to give up possession if San Diego's not forcing it.
Dantas picked up by Enrique Tovar. Gets it over to Obasi. Picked up by Eric Tovar. And now they'll use the keeper with 26 seconds left. Pokes it up ahead. Cutting inside is Tovar. Blast, though, keep it alive. Good work by Dantas to force a turnover on Childs.
Dantas just shows there what hustle does. He didn't win that ball, but by forcing the play quicker, he won the ball in the next pass through. And the Blast had possession, get a shot on goal from that extra step of hustle. Didn't win a ball, but forced a possession change.
Hoxie off the boards, intended for Donatelli. And Tony tries to keep it alive at the buzzer. And that's the end of the first quarter. With our score, Blast 4 and San Diego 2. Andrew and I will come back for our second quarter right after this.
Tell him, don't tell him, don't tell him. You ain't need, don't tell him, don't tell him. You ain't even gotta tell him, don't tell him, don't tell him.
Give it up for Dance Explosion!
Gary Stein, Paul, hey, not quite Paul. Andrew Primrose back with you, second quarter action. Blast in San Diego.
Better looking Paul Mittermeier.
Well, we should mention Paul is, we both do UMBC basketball, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. He's with them tonight. They play Longwood tomorrow down in Virginia. So he made the trip. And you get to call a great game.
Yeah.
4-2 Blast after one, and it's really everything that we could have asked for.
The first half was unbelievable. The action, the pace. I mean, both teams. It wasn't like the Blast came out and dominated that. San Diego had long stretches in that first quarter where they were the better team.
Blast by 2. Blast now from left to right. Again, Blast wearing those special black and pink uniforms tonight. Cancer Awareness Night in Baltimore. This will be a foul on San Diego in the corner. Sabelli will pick it up.
Yeah, that was, I guess, a light whistle there as play kind of continued on for a couple minutes. I don't think everybody realized that the foul had been called. Took a second for the ball to get back down there, and the Blast have a chance just outside where a corner kick would usually occur.
See what Healy decides here. He's got Obasi up top at the yellow line. Decides to go through the box.
What an opportunity, what a thought there between him and Hoxie. Two of them seem to have gelled together pretty quickly as Hoxie tried to do a little behind-the-back tap there on that shot through and just missed it.
Benzella with thought that was going to hit the glass. It's over, so it'll be a goal kick upcoming for Toth for San Diego.
That's the second time a ball is carried into that, this old building, there's a lot of drafts and wind. There's a big tunnel right behind there. I'm telling you, that's the second time a ball is carried up over that glass. It looked like it was going to fall well short. Something to keep an eye on is that ball is moving a little bit in that corner of the field.
That's a good point. Let's see if that disrupts Toth in any way. Wanted to talk about Toth and his father, Zoltan Toth, who was a great goalkeeper for the New York Arrows and the San Diego Sockers back in the 80s, the original MASL. Toth was a two-time goalkeeper of the year for San Diego, big part of that. And San Diego's always been blessed with great goalkeepers. It was Victor Noguera after Toth. And of course, Victor was perhaps the greatest ever at that position, later on with the Milwaukee Wave.
Between the two of them, 5 goaltender of the years, and really just a dominant run of San Diego goaltenders.
Boy, San Diego had some players in there, Jungle and Segota on the offense, Kevin Crow on the defense.
Well, we go back to the original MISL and the points that were there, and we talked about this error. You talked about those guys. Number 1 in points, number 2 in points. Number 1 in goals, number 2 in goals. Number 1 in assists, number 3 in assists between those two guys. That was a dominant error. Aside from the championships, the points, the goals, the players on the field, San Diego put together something special in that error.
Yeah, it's funny because it was Zoran Karic, who later went on to play for the Cleveland team, who was really the dominant point scorer in the 90s, got his start in San Diego in the 80s, playing behind guys like Jungle and Segota, and then coming into his own when he moved on to Cleveland.
Well, you talk about that earlier on with the Blast defense, and you talk about guys like Mike Lookingland coming up and being on the back line behind guys like P.J. Wakefield or Billy Nelson or Lee Chantrell. It's just, great teams build dynasties by doing that, replacing great players with other players.
Here's a breakaway for the Blast. Obasi just wide. And the Blast starting to build another dynasty here. They let Neto and Lucio go, and Max Fernandez wanted to go to Milwaukee. So who do they have? They've got Dantas, and they've got Obasi, and they've got DeSantos, and they're bringing in new guys. Pereira.
Pat Healy went from being the Rookie of the Year to being the leader of the team in a blink of an eye. And, he's done a great job. He's grown into the role. But he started out as a forward, as a goal scorer, and now he's become one of the best defenders in the league.
Goal kick up coming for the Blast. Paul and I talked about this earlier in the year. Usually the Blast's MO is they have a few veteran players who could provide on-field leadership for the young guys. Blast have only one guy over 30 years old. That's it. That's very un-Blast-like, the way they built the team over the years.
Well, it is a definite strange year in that you saw a lot of that stuff. You saw both Adato and Lucio up in Harrisburg now. That's a lot of experience. That's a lot of soccer that's been played and a lot of championships between those two that are gone. And then, as you said, Max Ferdinand in Milwaukee, it's a guy that anchored the front line and was one of the best players in this league for a long time and was certainly one of the best goal scorers in this league and gone. So now the young guys have to step up. And so far in their first true challenge of the year, showing pretty well for themselves.
Talk about Healy being Rookie of the Year. Max Ferdinand was also Rookie of the Year right after Pat. Yep. Well, as the video says before the game, time marches on. And that's kind of the Blast mantra. The only player that's over 30. Here's Obasi now. I'll finish that thought in a minute. Lines it up with the left. Oh, great
what
save.
A save.
To the keeper's right, Toth makes a great save, or we'd have a 5-2 game.
You know what's even more impressive about that save was not just that he got the hands on it, but that he was able to pull it down and not give the rebound, as Obasi was still by himself. So any rebound to that side, he would have had an uncontested second chance. But the fact that Toth was able to bring that down and hold on to it is insane.
McNeely winds up. It's blocked by Wapu. Pereira keeps it alive for San Diego.
Oh, no.
Oh, and William can't make the play off the boards. And it's into the back of the net from a severe angle. And San Diego gets a weird, yet it counts, goal.
Just rode down the boards, kept going on the angle, and William just stepped across. We usually would trap that against the boards, and it just kind of kicked off his hand funny. Instead of going into the boards, bounced into the net. Of course, the Blast not participating in the multi-point scoring. Otherwise, that would have been a 3-point goal in years past. But this year, just a 1-point goal as it goes through. So we'll see here on the replay. Watch it come across the boards here. It was just supposed to be a center. Kicks off the boards. William goes to tap it in and just drops it. Well, you don't see that too often from the goaltender of the year. William Van
Quiroz gets the goal unassisted, his third. 4th point for Victor Quiroz, another blast killer from years past.
If you're looking to refinance or buy your home, call Fremont Mortgage Funding. Your loan is handled here in Baltimore, not out of state. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Fremont Mortgage Funding is proud to back the Blast. That's why Fremont is on their uniform back. When you're ready to buy or refinance your home, Fremont is ready to back you too. Call 888-955-8508 for a free analysis. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Buffalo Wild Wings has 14 locations in Maryland. Visit them nearby in White Marsh, Owings Mills, or in Westminster. Lots of daily specials Monday through Friday, including happy hour lunch specials and much more. Find your nearest location at buffalowildwings.com and stop out for their Monday night best seat in the house football promotion during the game to win great prizes and be eligible to win some grand prizes too. And finally, for over 50 years, Rosedale Roofing has proudly served the Baltimore region, making a big impact in our community. Honesty and service is what you can expect every time with Rosedale Roofing. Visit us online at rosedaleroofing.com today.
Tonight's officials, Rich Grady, Joe Della Penna, Sean Papperman, and the 4th official is Brendan Malarkey. No relation to Mike, I don't think.
I don't know.
Mike Malarkey.
Yeah, I got the one. You know, it was funny because we had like a new refereeing crew come in last week, or the last home game, and it was guys we'd never seen before in snazzy uniforms. I thought maybe we were upgrading the uniforms, but now we're back to the Joe Della Penna and the green, the lime green uniforms here. So must have been an out-of-town crew brought in.
Blast out shot San Diego in the first quarter, 9-4. Led 4-2. San Diego with another goal now, 4-3. So think about the goals we've seen. We've seen a William Vanzella midfield pass for a goal. We just saw an around the glass goal from 3-point distance.
What are we going to see next?
I don't know.
Toth step across the yellow line.
Donatelli takes it for the Blast. Back to the keeper, Vanzella. Vanzella allowed 7 goals in the first 240 minutes this year. Now he's allowed 3 in the first 18 tonight. Better competition. Again. There's Toth making the play.
Something to keep an eye on for the Blast. So far this season, they've had a really easy job of, in their defensive end, controlling possession, and no team has really challenged the Blast past midfield. So far early on, San Diego is applying the pressure all the way up until the yellow line of the Blast. And for the Blast, it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that pressure, as they've usually been able to bring the ball all the way up to midfield before they've been challenged.
Yeah, that's a good point, and definitely a major step up in competition here tonight for the Blast. Here's a chance now for San Diego. Running it down in the corner is Dantas, and he goes hard. Is it Dantas or Pereira?
Pereira down, and he got a face full of board there as it went down. It didn't look like it was an intentional foul, but definitely a foul of aggression there as Pereira went face first on the board, and I think he's going to need help here.
Joe Della Penna signaling to the trainer. Eddie Velez kind of knocked him in there. You see Velez now in your shot coming over, just saying, hey, want to make sure you're good.
When I think Velez, when he's coming down, I don't think he was, he didn't board him. He didn't do what he could have done there, which was really hurt Pereira as he was in a dangerous position there. But he definitely made contact with him and took him down into the boards as he was trying to go for the ball.
We'll see if that keeps Pereira out for an extended time. Pereira has a big game tonight, a goal and an assist in the first quarter. Looks like he'll be okay. Comes off the floor. Healy will be on the ball for the Blast. Now Vanzella and Craig Childs talking to the referee, Joe Della Penna, right in the middle of the screen there. Childs beat Vanzella last year for 3 goals out in San Diego.
So a civil disagreement there as they both made their cases for why that should not have been a foul. Not sure how you can argue that if a guy makes contact with somebody and ends up in the boards that you're not going to call a foul there. I think that's just kind of a given. In that position, you have to protect the player's safety there. I think if a card had been given, then definitely I think the Sockers would have had about
good work by San Diego here to break that pressure from the Blast. As they control in the midfield. Blast have 4 players in the midfield area. Healy, the lone defender, on his side of the yellow line. Now they dump it in off the boards for Childs, picked up by Healy. Roberto for San Diego will keep it alive. 8 minutes left to go in the half. 4-3 Blast.
So we talked about the 7-2 game last year. That game started out early. Childs had 2 goals early on, both of them in the first and third quarter, as that game really went down to the fourth before it started opening up. So far, Childs held in control by the Blast.
Blast scored a goal late in the third to creep within 3 of that game, 5-2. But then the Sockers outscored the Blast 2-0 in the fourth to win it going away. And that was the last time the Blast lost last year in the regular season. They had won their first 13, dropped 2 in a row, and then won their last 5.
Tough road weekend for the Blast in February as they had to travel and play a Friday and
Here's
Saturday.
a chance now for Kim, and he scores! And the Blast have taken a 5-3 lead. It was a 2-on-1, and Kim scores for the Blast.
Kim off to a little bit of a slow start early on, but 4 points in his last 2 games, and he picks up a big goal here as the Blast regain momentum. Had again another an open look against Hoff here, and then we'll see on the replay here as Kim tosses the shirt up. Great job by Roque across and just wide open, unmarked. Good job of going far post there, getting it across as Roque wins the ball cleanly. Kim goes across, wide open. Nice job of finishing there.
Jin-Ho Kim, the rookie out of South Korea, with his second goal of the year, and Lucas Roque with his second assist. Timeout on the floor. Blast leads Sockers 5-3. Back for more right after this.
Advanced Radiology Trivia Contest. If Luca answers the question correctly, he will win a Blast mini ball. Tonight's question is, when is the last time San Diego played in Baltimore? 2000, 2004, 2014, or 1990?
2004.
That's correct! You're the winner of the Advanced Radiology Trivia Contest. Congratulations! Thank you.
Back at you here from the Royal Farms Arena. Blast on top of San Diego, 5-3. Blast just getting a goal from Jin-Ho Kim, who's scored his 5th point now in his last 3 games. Lucas Roque getting his first 2 assists of the season tonight. He's got 7 points in this is
Team Gear and Apparel. Visit us at www.toptiergear.com to learn how TTG can provide your team their own custom look, just like we did for your Baltimore Blast. DNN Signs is the official sign provider of the Baltimore Blast. For all your signs, vehicle wraps, wall graphics, and imaging solutions, go to dnnsigns.com to see how we may serve your signage needs. And finally, Chesapeake Employers Insurance helps keep workplaces safe because at the end of every workday, someone's waiting for your safe return. Connect with your local agent or visit us online.
Donatelli, that shot blocked out in front by Velez, or correction, Tovar. 5:20 now left in the half. Obasi will play it back to DeSantos. This is what the Blast likes to do. They like to make you come and chase. Keep possession, tire you out, pick a spot, and nurse the lead.
Well, what San Diego's doing that no other team so far this season has done, and very few teams in this league have done, is force the issue at midfield. So many teams in this league let the Blast do that, and it makes no sense to me.
Oh, Forbes sets up a man in the corner, and that one almost goes in. Well played by Carew Forbes. Vinny Dantas on the shot. There's Forbes again.
Nice defensive play.
San Diego equal to the task. Gaten Caltabiano is out on the floor for Baltimore, the rookie out of UMBC and Loyola. And now here comes San Diego. This is nice footwork here. Couldn't find his man, Ramondo Reza, but they maintain possession, and there's a drive over the goal by Tovar, and so it'll be a goalkeeper distribution for Vanzella. Two good opportunities there for the Sockers, but they couldn't convert.
That came at a good time for both teams, as both teams had long shifts there, looking for a chance to change sides there as both teams make wholesale changes.
Pace is definitely slowed here in the second. Not surprising, though. Nice crowd. Can't keep that first quarter pace up all game long.
6 goals a quarter.
Yeah, that would be something. I mean, I've seen games like that.
Yeah. Not too often here in Baltimore anymore.
No, definitely a different pace of play here now. And we touched on it, really, when Danny Kelly came around. The biggest thing that Danny's done is he's really stressed 5 behind the ball. And that's the biggest change in the Blast over the years. And it's really, really brought them to the next level.
Well, we don't keep time of possession in this league, but if we did, the Blast had to dominate that to a level unlike anything else. I mean, the time of possession for the Blast, even playing a good team here like San Diego, they're still winning the time of possession game here very clearly.
There's Obasi now getting free. He slams one off the glass. Comes out to Childs at the yellow line. Blast pressuring that. And that forces Toth to make a mistake. And this will give the Blast a restart. Top of the box. So good pressure by the Blast forces a San Diego turnover.
You see Pat Healy come on as he takes all these opportunities for the Blast now. And good opportunity here for Baltimore.
The Sockers will go with the 3-man wall and 2 offset in the box. Healy chips it over the board, over the wall, I should say, and onto the glass. Kept alive by the Blast. Now you got to watch William after that assist in the first quarter.
Need a new business phone? Excuse me. Need a new phone system for your business? Netacom provides high-quality business phones for free with every phone line system and high-speed internet plan. Check us out at netacom.com. The Blast also brought to you by the Embassy Suites at Hilton. Baltimore's Inner Harbor is the official hotel of the Baltimore Blast. Enjoy beautifully appointed standard and suite guest accommodations, a complimentary evening reception, and a complimentary made-to-order full American breakfast buffet each morning. For reservations, call 410-727-2222 or visit us at embassysuitesbaltimore.com. You know, Paul's not here, so I'll have to say it, the best breakfast in Baltimore for a complimentary breakfast to come down. Fantastic place, and of course attached to the beautiful Grand down there, just an unprecedented, unparalleled location in Baltimore. Beautiful hotel and beautiful facility for all your needs.
San Diego now back on the offense. Blast, though, pressuring with Caltabiano and Roque. Less than 2 minutes to play in the half. Good ball here. San Diego now with some open field. Good ball movement. This is Pereira for San Diego. That's broken up by Roque. Pereira Rivera will step back and maintain possession for the Sockers. Good one touch as Clary got a foot on it, but Vanzella right there, he fires one up ahead for DeSanto. San Diego gets back with Clary.
It's actually a really nice break for the Blast there. Zé Roberto just had the ball bounce off his shoulders. That probably would have been a three-line violation had it landed down without being touched.
Dantas pressuring. That ball is alive. No foul called. Look, here's a chance now. Oh, Dantas with a back heel after a steal by Obasi.
That's just cheeky soccer there. Dantas just having fun with it. And the Blast really feeling it right now as they're keeping that pressure. Talked about midfield pressure for the Blast. San Diego getting pressure in their offense or their defensive zone as the Blast not giving up any possession.
How about that little well-timed push by Healy on the 50-50 ball?
He's kind of good at that.
Been in the league 8 years. You kind of figure that out.
You know, I had to pause as we look at the new Jumbotron installed here today, the first game in Baltimore with a new Jumbotron since the 80s.
Yeah, we got to talk about that because we can't call it the mediocre structure anymore.
It had become a mediocre structure violation instead of a superstructure violation. And finally, for the first time in almost 30 years, it'll be a superstructure violation in Baltimore.
Good defense by Donatelli. What a bomb that was by Reza for San Diego as they are pressuring the Blast goal. 15 seconds left in the half. Let's see if San Diego can mount one more threat here. Good work by Santos. Blocked out in front by Obasi. 2 seconds, 1 second. Caltabiano covers up, and that, my friends, is the end of a great half of soccer in Baltimore.
We hyped this game up because of the legacy. We hyped this game up because of the history between the team. We hyped this game up because it's one of the biggest crowds in league history. We didn't hype this game up enough. Great soccer played by two coast-to-coast rivals, and just fantastic soccer. Some of the best soccer we've seen in this league. Back and forth action, 6 goals in the first quarter, a second quarter that slowed down but still showed great soccer skills. I can't wait to see the second half.
Baltimore leads at 5-3 after the first 30 minutes. We'll take a timeout and come back with your second half of action when we return.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company, formerly IWIF. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our mission and passion for nearly 100 years, and will be for 100 more. We help protect Maryland workers because
at the end of every workday, someone's waiting for your safe return.
Connect with your local agent or visit us online.
Hoppin' Hawks. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue round 2 of our Parade of Champions. We want you to give it up for all these young people here tonight who are part of our Parade of Champions. And we're going to kick off round 2 with the Towson Tour. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we direct your attention to the midfield area where we're going to celebrate an outstanding season by the Perry Hall Boys High School soccer team. The Gators are coached by Pete Eibner and Henry Long, and they finished the season with a 17-3 record. Now, during the season, they posted 10 shutouts and won the Baltimore County East Division. They also had quite a run in the state tournament, winning 4 games to advance to the state championship final. The Gators won the 2015 4A state championship by defeating Meade High School 1-0. Now the team was led by senior midfielder Colin Wyatt, a 2-time All-State selection, Gage Robinson, first-team All-State, and Matt Goodall, honorable mention All-State. Junior striker Jack Muller provided the offensive punch, scoring 11 goals on the season. And senior backs Goodall, Evan Eibner, Aaron Burbridge, and Kyle Gosnell, along with goalkeeper extraordinaire Aiden Crew, were a major factor in the team's success as they tied a school record for the lowest goals against average. All right, Blast fans, let's give it up for the Perry Hall Gators for their state
Gary Stein, Andrew
championship.
Primrose back with you for the third quarter here tonight. Blast leading the Sockers 5-3 after the first 30 minutes. Blast out shooting San Diego 15-8. What a great start to the game. Both teams evenly matched. Blast started to pull away a little bit in the second quarter.
Well, I mean, you can't tell. You talk about a start 29 seconds in. The Blast scored, and it looked like it was going to be one of those nights where the Blast went away 10-0 in the first quarter so far this year. And what do? San Diego comes right back and scores a minute later. That set the tone for the whole game. Both teams trading punches. And, yeah, the Blast landed a couple punches there at the end, scoring 3 out of the last 4 goals. But San Diego not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. No. 2 goals down. The way Talt's playing, and, I mean, he really is playing that well. Vanzella actually has struggled a little bit tonight. Missed a couple balls that maybe he could have saved. The one ball that bounced around the side of the net. The way Talt's playing, San Diego is still in this game. It's not even close.
Blast getting 4 first-period goals from 4 different players. Obasi, DeSantos, Pereira, and Healy. San Diego countering from Velez and McNeely. Then Quiroz in the beginning of the second quarter made it 4-3 Blast. But then Kim from Roque at 7:48, a great pass from Roque across the box, finding Kim, and Kim scoring, giving the Blast a 2-goal lead at 5-3. So that's where we are after one half of play. Nice crowd here tonight, about 9,000, and they're enjoying it, as well they should.
Absolutely fantastic half. And so for San Diego, the key to the second half is, can they avoid that fourth quarter collapse? Can they avoid what's hurt them so far this year? 2 losses. Now, of course, last game they were able to avoid the collapse and come in and score and then win the game in overtime. But their 2 losses, fourth quarter collapses. The game's been close so far. Can San Diego keep it close in the fourth quarter, pull away with a win?
This will be the only Blast game for the weekend. San Diego will stay over tonight in Baltimore, and ironically, we'll talk about that in a minute with a special guest. And then they'll head to Harrisburg tomorrow morning to play the Harrisburg Heat at the Farm Show Arena. That game is 2 o'clock in Harrisburg. So San Diego, the front end of a 2-game road trip here tonight in Baltimore. San Diego will start it off here in the second half, going from left to right.
It's a nice break for San Diego in the scheduling. And then they get, a Harrisburg team on the second half of a 2-night road trip across the country. The Blast not so lucky last year as they had to play Las Vegas on Friday night and then Saturday night play San Diego and get that second half of the game. 2 games in 2 nights. That's a tough thing to do.
That was a tough trip, and 2 very good teams in the Legends and the Sockers. Sockers kick it up over the glass, so it'll be a goalkeeper distribution for Vanzella. Let's get our special guest here in for a minute as play continues with 14:27 left in the first half. Renee Ullman, are you there?
I am here.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Well, I'm great. Thank you. Thanks for filling in for Andrew. That's my dream come true. But seriously, Renee is the Director of Sales and Marketing at the Embassy Suites, correct?
That is correct.
Downtown. It's on St. Paul Street, correct? And it used to be the old Tremont, so that may give people a geographical note of where it is. But the reason why we have you on is because we talk about you guys. You guys are a sponsor of the Blast, obviously. Paul and I talk about you all the time. Paul raves about the hotel and the breakfast, okay? I've been on the road with Paul. I know Paul's eating habits. I just have one question for you. After breakfast is over, the all-you-can-eat, or the not all-you-can-eat, but it's the complimentary breakfast, is there anything left?
You know what? I don't think one person can deplete everything that we have there.
But
He
Paul
can
can come
certainly
close.
try. He can try. Yes.
Right. And Andrew's right. We do need, and that shot just wide off Toth. We do need to tell Paul, you need to tell him it is complimentary, but it's not all you can eat.
It is actually all you can eat.
Is it really all you can eat?
I have to contradict you on that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, well, Paul will do that. But anyway, tell us a little bit about the hotel. Tell us where exactly it's located and how you guys serve your customers.
Sure. So the Embassy Suites by Hilton, Baltimore Inner Harbor, is in downtown Baltimore on St. Paul Street. And it's a new Embassy Suites. We've only been there for about 2 years as an embassy. And of course, with that brand, everybody's used to the complimentary deluxe American breakfast with the chef there making your omelets for you exactly the way you want. But for the adults and the evening crowd, we have the complimentary reception, which a lot of people don't know about.
Okay, this is good.
And that's from 5:30 to 7:30. And if you're staying with us, you get complimentary adult drinks and snacks in the evening.
Wait, so we got to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
So from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., it's complimentary adult drinks and snacks.
Exactly.
If you're staying at the hotel.
If you're staying at the hotel.
Is this like every day, like Monday through Sunday, Monday through Friday?
It is 7 days a week.
7 days a week. Well, Paul never talks about this. Now, we got to talk about this next week. Well, and Paul's listening right now.
Oh, hello, Paul. How are you?
Paul's listening and watching. He's down in Virginia calling a UMBC basketball game. They'll play Longwood tomorrow, so we have to keep it nice. Okay,
Right.
About Paul.
We won't talk bad about him.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. We'll
off
talk later.
there.
Yeah, absolutely. But so Paul's never mentioned this complimentary adult drink thing. I definitely have to talk to Paul about that.
I'm
but,
wondering if that's why my liquor sales are up.
Oh,
That
okay.
could
That's
possibly be it.
I think there is a connection there. But Paul raves about the service in the room. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so all of our rooms are suites because we're the Embassy Suites.
Sure.
So the building originally was an apartment building, and so we actually have larger suites than the traditional Embassy Suites.
San Diego now making a play towards the Blast goal. And again, it's been an Embassy Suites for a couple of years. Ed Block uses you guys. The Blast obviously use you guys. Now, you were saying off air that San Diego is staying in the hotel tonight, and they like it so much that they're actually renting for another night, and then they'll make their trip to Harrisburg tomorrow.
That's right. So the word is from the Blast management is that they enjoyed their stay so much with us that they decided to extend their stay, and while they're in Harrisburg, they'll just come back to Baltimore and stay before they leave out of town. So we're excited about that.
So let's say, as William Van Zella makes the save, let's say you're not from out of town. Let's say you're from Baltimore, and you live out in the suburbs, like I live out in Reisterstown. You want to go to the city for an event, a concert, a dinner, a night out, etc., and you don't necessarily want to drive back that night. And maybe people don't think about this, I don't know, but it is possible to just stay downtown, have a nice night, and then go back on the next night.
Absolutely. We call those staycations. And
Staycation, right, exactly.
You can stay anytime, doesn't matter where you're from. But also keep us in mind because we have over 45,000 square feet of meeting space. So
Wow.
if you're doing a wedding or a gala or a fundraiser or even a meeting or conference room, we can do that for you as well.
That sounds great. Well, listen, we thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you. I know Paul does. We talk about you all the time. We love it. Thanks for supporting the Blast, and thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Renee Ullman joining us from the Embassy Suites. Paul Mittermeier stays there all the time downtown on St. Paul Street, and you can too. So thank you again.
You talk about the staycations.
Oh, wait,
That's my next Saturday.
Wait, you're back now?
I'm back on now.
Can I have her again?
I'd say the same thing if I could. Next Saturday, my wife's birthday, we'll be down there
Good
at
for
the
you.
embassy, taking her down there.
So wait, so you're still married?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I work a lot.
And that's probably why.
That's why we're still married.
All right, 10:41 left. A nice little interlude. And all kidding aside, Renee does a great job. The Embassy Suites does a great job down there. I know they take good care of Paul, and they'll definitely take care of you. 5-3 is the score. Blast on top. 10:39 left in the third.
We just talked about it. The Embassy Suites Hilton Baltimore Inner Harbor, the official hotel of the Baltimore Blast. Enjoy beautifully appointed standard and suite guest accommodations, a complimentary evening receptions with adult drinks, as we've now learned.
Yeah.
And a complimentary made-to-order full American breakfast buffet each morning. For reservations, call 410-727-2222 or visit us at www.embassysuitesbaltimore.com or hit up Paul Mittermeier on Twitter. He'll be happy to tell you all about it. Voted Baltimore's best bagels year over year, THB Bagels and Deli offers bagels and breakfast sandwiches, signature deli sandwiches, salads, and homemade spreads, in addition to catering options for businesses and private events. Check out any of their 3 locations in Towson, Timonium, or Canton, or visit TowsonHotBagels.com to order online. MedStar Sports Medicine is the official medical team of the Baltimore Blast. Trust the sports medicine trained doctors, physical therapists, and certified athletic trainers of the largest sports health program in the area, MedStar Sports Medicine. Call 888-44-SPORTS or visit medstarsports.org. And finally, Webb Mason provides on-demand marketing solutions that help companies deliver consistent branding across all their internal and external audience touchpoints. Their suite of software and services make Webb Mason a one-stop shop for companies' offline, online, creative, and integrated marketing needs.
Well, William had to be alert on that one as Zay Roberto put one with the left foot well meant towards the goal. William makes the play, 9:23 left in the third. Blast still leading by 2.
Tovar shoved down of Healy off the ball, and he is not happy with the referee.
Foul called on Tovar. No scoring here in the third quarter so far. Blast lead it by 2.
Tovar lucky, the referee giving him a lot of leeway as he continues to jaw there. Referee motioned at him to tell him to stop. That was the last comment, and Tovar kept going. No response from the referee there.
Good ball up ahead for Dantas, picked up by Quiros for San Diego. We were talking off air, renewal of a great rivalry here tonight, San Diego-Baltimore. But it's not the only one in the MASL tonight.
Yeah, Milwaukee, Missouri renewing their rivalry, and 2 teams that have played together. Quick shot there. 2 teams that have played together for a lot going on. And after the first 15 minutes there, the quarter.
There it is. Go ahead, tell me your score.
0-0 there at the first quarter.
That's not the score here. Pat Healy just puts one into the back of the net. An assist from Donatelli, and the Blast have now doubled up San Diego. 6-3, time to go 6:13 of the third.
I'll update that. It's actually 1-0. Max Ferdinand scored as it was a little slow updating. Max Ferdinand unassisted goal in that game as Milwaukee leads Missouri 1-0.
Well,
but here we'll see the replay as the ball bounces back out. A turnover again in the offensive zone. Just a quick turnover and another pass to an unmarked defender. Pat Healy completely unmarked in the middle of the box. That's the 3rd Blast goal so far tonight, where it's been across the box to an unmarked attacker.
And it's the same play that Healy scores on. The first one from Roque, now here from Donatelli. Flash through the box, 1 touch, bang, left foot back of the net. For Healy, his first 2-goal game this year. He's got 3 goals on the year. Healy now with 8 points for the season, and Donatelli gets an assist, his second. Tony now with 5 assists, 6 points. Time to go 6:13 of the third.
How about Tony Donatelli? We haven't talked about him a lot, but a guy that's transitioned his role. He had been a big scorer on this team and a guy that led the team in scoring, and now become that assist guy and become the creator and doing a real good job transitioning to that role.
Another chance for the Blast. Levy on the receiving end from Hoxie. Broken up by San Diego. Tovar got there.
At least Levy didn't hit a post there.
Well, if there's one team in the league, and clearly, I'm not going to come here and say it, we don't follow all 20 teams but the Blast does ask its players to be versatile. Not only, how many players have started out in the front, moved to the midfield, and ended up in the back? P.J. Wakefield, Carlos Garcia, Adriano DeSantos. The list goes on and on. Pat Healy. And so in this organization, you have to be able to play all the positions because you will be called on to play all the positions at one time or another.
Well, and I think you see that in where the Blast go for free agents. When they go out and sign a player like Andrew Hoxie, it's a guy that needs to be able to do it on all ends of the field, and that's why they don't do it too often. They develop their own talent because they're asking them to play a different style of soccer than most teams play.
And they ask their forwards to pressure tremendously. Neto, Dantas.
Well, and that's why it's so easy for them to become defensive players because they learn defensive skills in the offensive zone, and they're asked to do that.
San Diego now on the counter, trailing by 3. 6-3 is the score. 7 minutes left in the third. Blast have done a good job now bottling up San Diego. The Sockers have only scored 1 goal since the 4:44 mark of the first. So we're going on about 30 minutes of soccer now. San Diego's been only able to put one into the back of the net.
Well, and remember that one, that was the one that wrapped around the boards and just kind of a weird shot as it bounced around, and Vanzella should have made the save and kind of scored the goal on himself as he carried it into the net.
Right, Quiros beat Vanzella. And now a foul. Pereira tried to control. This one looks like it'll be on Baltimore.
I think that was a little bit of a makeup call in the argument earlier. San Diego's continued to argue that foul off the ball on Pat Healy, and that looked like it was a little bit of a makeup call. This was dangerous for the Blast last time.
Well, McNeely runs over it. That one almost went in. How about that bend there by 16, Velez. Well placed. Toth off the boards makes the play, rolls it out. Here's Velez again. He's got some real estate broken up by Obasi. Well played.
The thing about Anawa is he's so long that he looks like he's beat, or he looks like he's not going to be able to stop it. And he sticks a leg out, and all of a sudden he gains 4 feet. I mean, he's so far away from his body when he sticks that out. It's incredible. The amount of width that it takes to get by him is different than any other player. Just a long guy.
Another interesting facet to the Blast, you talk about that length. Blast are actually going for bigger players now. Guys like DeSantos and Obasi and Dantas and Pereira.
Well,
they've got some meat to them.
I think you saw when the style of play changed a little bit with the teams that were beating the Blast for a couple championship runs. You saw the Blast get out physical by Milwaukee in those 2 championships. And then Missouri, a very physical team, a team that plays. There's a foul off the ball there, and that'll be a blue card.
2 minutes on the Blast on the back post.
It looked like Dos Santos maybe had an elbow come up. You can't see who that is.
I
on the
think it may
opposite side.
be Pereira. We'll have to check it.
Either way, we'll take a timeout here as the official timeout.
We'll do it. 5:28 left. We'll sort it all out with the Blast leading San Diego 6-3. Blast penalty on Adriano DeSantos, 2 minutes for holding. The question is, did it happen inside the box?
Well, a development here is they're calling him. We'll see the replay here. Let's see the replay. Yeah, it did. That was the right call. It happened inside the box.
So this could be
he fell outside the box, but it did happen inside the box.
Now, Pat Healy is arguing his case, as you see the fans having a great time here. But the replay clearly shows that it happened.
That's the right call.
The corner of the box. So they are going to put it down. It is a penalty kick. It is a power play. That's the first thing. It's a power play. The ball will be live. If the penalty kicker scores, penalty's over, power play, goal. If the ball is saved by Vanzella, then play is in.
Right. And if the goal is scored, then the penalty is over.
Correct.
Childs back at even strength.
Will do the honors for San Diego. These are, as I'm sure you can imagine, very difficult to defend. Childs shoots and he scores. William guessed right, and Childs goes left for the score. That's to the keeper's side.
Yeah.
6-4 now. Time of the goal is 9:33 of the third. It's a penalty kick goal for San Diego.
That was a huge call for San Diego. The Blast has scored 4 out of the last 5 goals. Momentum slipping away for San Diego, and to get that call there, and it looked like it was the right call, as it looked like the ball came across, and then for Childs, I mean, at this point, it really just becomes a guessing game. Vanzella has to choose to go one side or the other. He picked wrong and had no chance.
So for Childs, he scores again against the Blast. He had 3 last year. Childs with his 5th goal of the year, his 9th point. Craig Childs, that's his 190th goal in his career in 70 games. He's averaging almost 3 goals a game for San Diego.
Is that good?
It's pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Now we'll have
Now the game's starting to get really physical. Another foul called on the Blast, as McNeely, I believe, gets thrown hard into the boards. Or is that Pereira? That's Pereira.
Pereira down there. Quick
restart.
restart.
And William had to be alert.
Look at William with the athletic save there. So good at that.
Claire with the shot. A wicked left. Less than 5 minutes now left in the third. Blast by 2.
Where he really excels is just sheer athleticism and the ability to have that quick twitch and react to that shot. As good as that as any goaltender in the league.
So Dantas and Hoxie. Here's a steal. Here's Dantas now with the right. Got a man. Can he one touch? Not enough pace. Toth makes the play on the shot from Obasi. Wanted to mention, Hoxie and Dantas come into the game co-leaders on the Blast with 14 goals. It's a
superstructure violation.
And that's the first time in our history that we can really call it a superstructure violation.
Yeah. At least since the 80s.
That is historic. And guess what? Paul Mittermeier was not here for it.
To see it.
Paul, I know you're watching. I'm sorry, bud. But we actually had a superstructure violation.
And in more pressing matter for the San Diego Sockers, a restart from the yellow line and a good opportunity for them.
Now, to finish the point, Hoxie and Dantas come in with 14 goals between them in 4 games. They have not scored tonight. San Diego has done a good job on them tonight. Sockers now, after the superstructure violation, looking for the target man at the yellow line. Here's a runner into the corner. It's Jeff Hughes. Dantas there for the Blast. Hughes with the left, and that'll be a goalkeeper distribution for William now with 3:53 left in the third.
Switch gears a little bit. We talked about the history pre-1992 between these two rivals. There's a post-1992 history as well. Teams have played 12 times in the post period as they came back around. The last games, as we talked about earlier, 2 games against between the teams, the 2004-2005 series, is they actually played a home and away series. Kind of the first 2 games of the year, San Diego, where the Blast lost 5-3, and then San Diego comes here and Baltimore wins 5-3. And then, of course, last year, 7-2. The series since that time has been tied, since 1992, tied 6 games apiece for the teams since 1992. So another chapter in a long history between these two franchises.
As the great late Chuck Thompson used to say, so the folks are as good as the people. Tied at 6. 3:20 left in the third here. Blast leading San Diego 6-4.
Well, this game has been as good as the rivalry tonight, living up to the hype.
And the Sockers will play it from midfield. Reza for San Diego. Toth has made some big saves tonight for the Sockers. And, I mean, he's really kept San Diego in the game. This could be 9-4 right now. And here's pressure from the Blast. Oh, Toth did well to cover up. Got an assist there from Santos for the Sockers. Up ahead to Abelli in the midfield.
Well, the one thing that San Diego's done very well here in this third quarter is they've kept possession of the ball. They've done a good job of limiting the Blast possession time, and with that's come scoring opportunities and offensive pressure.
Carew Forbes has checked on for the Blast, giving them some fresh legs in the back. Shot just wide. Abelli spills a Blast player, and now a whistle. See who goes down for Baltimore.
Now, I'm not sure what happened here. We missed something, but Tovar was in the penalty box for San Diego. I don't know what he was doing over there, but he just was released from the Enrique Tovar had been in the penalty box. It was not a man advantage for the Blast, so I'm not sure if we missed a yellow card at some point or you know, it happened during the break there. But interesting is Tovar was over there, maybe came off and just went out. I'm really interested to see what happened there, as he was over in the penalty box with no penalty called.
The injured player for the Blast is Donatelli. He's walking off under his own power. Clock stops with 2:11 to go. Donatelli tonight for the Blast, playing in his 125th career game.
Of course, a lot of those coming with Philadelphia.
Yeah, then he was out of the league for a couple years and then came back with the Blast. And his career, I mean, really, his career's taken. I mean, he was a great player with Philly, but it's really taken off with Baltimore.
Look at Hoxie.
Defending on the free kick.
It's got to sting a little bit with McNeely's leg, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's got a rocket. Here's Hoxie now again, trying to break his man down. He's got a chance, and Tough is equal to the task. Great play by Hoxie, but the San Diego keeper was right there.
What an effort by Hoxie there. I don't even know how he got through the defender and then gets shot off, and then he almost got a rebound from flat on his back.
Caltabiano hustles to keep it alive. McNeely was on his back.
Hey, fans, come to the Pratt Street Ale House after this game for a post-game party. Meet your favorite players and cheerleaders while enjoying food and drink specials just for Blast fans. I think, though, if any soccer fans are here, they can get the specials too. Maybe,
I would think so.
It seems not very nice of us to not give that to them. So ask if you're a soccer fan. Maybe you'll get that as well. And make sure if you are here at a Blast game in the future, stop by the Blast Fan Club tables beyond Section 209 and 210 to renew your membership to the fan club or to join. Benefits include the opportunity to purchase fan club only holiday tickets, free ball and jersey raffle tickets, free tickets to an upcoming game, plus much more. Tickets are also on sale for the holiday party, which is December 8th, and tickets are also on sale for the Harrisburg Blast game on New Year's Eve as well. Stop by the tables for additional details. And finally, fans, the jerseys being worn tonight by the Blast will be auctioned off during the game. So that doesn't affect you at all. Don't worry about that. But they are going to be auctioned off.
That's cool.
That's cool for the people that are here. We read the copy we're given.
Juan Pereira wanted a foul on that. None forthcoming. San Diego ball. We should mention scratch tonight for the Blast. Brad Vanino, who's done a great job off the bench. A lot of energy. A great defender. He is inactive tonight. Jeremy Ortiz, who was acquired from Rochester's roster, also inactive tonight for the Blast. John Mello still has not suited up for the Blast this year. Neither has Eli Galbraith. Knapp, and the Blast have scored! No, wait a minute. They're going to call it off.
Oh, they're not calling advantage. They blew the whistle before advantage. How do you not have advantage there? The Blast clearly had possession.
Well, they'll give a free kick to the Blast now at the top of the box.
Oh, what a lucky play for San Diego as the Blast. I mean, we didn't hear the whistle. Obviously, we're well up here. But apparently the whistle blew for a foul, and they didn't give advantage there as the Blast maintained possession all the way through.
Donatelli looking back to the bench.
Timeout here.
And we'll take one. No, we'll keep it here?
Yeah, keep it here.
Keep it here. 46.9 left. We can fill for a minute.
Well, let's talk about some of our great sponsors. We met one of them earlier in Renee, but let's talk about the official uniform provider of the Baltimore Blast and your source for the latest in team gear and apparel. That's Top Tier Gear. You can visit them at toptiergear.com to learn how TTG can provide your team their own custom look, just like they did for the Baltimore Blast. And also, take care of all your vision needs with Maryland Eye Care, the proud sponsor of the Baltimore Blast. And for 50 years, Rosedale Roofing has proudly served the Baltimore region, making a big impact in our community. Honesty and service is what you can expect every time with Rosedale Roofing. Visit us online at rosedaleroofing.com. Gary, we talked about it earlier. Buffalo Wild Wings has 14 locations in Maryland. Visit them nearby in White Marsh, Owings Mills, or in Westminster. Lots of daily specials Monday through Friday, including happy hour, lunch specials, and much more. Find your nearest location at buffalowildwings.com. And don't forget to stop out for their Monday night Best Seat in the House football promotion during the game to win great prizes and be eligible to win some grand prizes, too.
Here's the last play. And there's Roque off the rebound from the Donatelli block. But again, referee said whistle and blown. So Blast will have it here. This is a big play right here with 47 seconds left in the period. Blast leading by 2.
Just a bad break.
Look at this play. Roque comes, he scores! That's in there! No, wait a minute. Well, they're celebrating and the play's going on.
No, that was a clear score there. As we get it.
Oh, that one was in there.
Was a clear score. I mean, that wasn't even close.
Now here's a breakaway for San Diego with 30 seconds left. Oh, we got to take a look at that. Jeff Hughes on the shot. Crowd does not like that.
I'm dumbfounded.
Dantas thought he had scored. We thought he had scored. I even think the keeper thought he had scored.
Because he did score. I mean, the ball hit the back of the net. It wasn't even close. Oh, that's atrocious.
10 seconds to play. San Diego will get out of here,
So the
trailing
Blast
by
scored
2.
2 goals there, and then both were taken away.
And that is the end of the third, with the Blast leading at 6-4. Very controversial here.
It's absolutely atrocious. There's no defending that. We'll take a timeout here, and then the Blast will continue to argue that, as that's absolutely atrocious. We'll be back at the end of the third quarter. Blast 6, Sockers 4.
Baseball and my family seem to go hand in hand, seem natural. Seems to be built into everything I do. I'm hardwired into MedStar Sports Medicine the same way. I pick up the phone, I call them, I go. They're the sports medicine experts. I trust them.
Well, some controversy at the end of the. Oh my God, that is ridiculous.
It's not even close. It goes in. It rippled the net. I mean, everybody stopped. It's clear.
I mean, look, it's going to hit the back of the net.
Yeah, it didn't hit the top or anything. It hit the back of the net. I mean, it's close. Look, Pat Healy goes over to tell him, hold on, here comes. Slow motion, slow. It goes underneath.
Hello?
Oh, look at the ball. It's in the net. You can see it in the net.
It's in there every day. Every day it's in there.
What, they're not going to look? That's an embarrassment. That's an absolute embarrassment. They took 2 goals away from the Blast there. What an embarrassment. Keep it up there.
Clearly a blown call.
I mean, it's not even there's blown calls, which are judgment calls, but when goals
Watch
are
it again.
scored, the ball's in the net.
Okay, like that's a goal.
The ball's in the net.
That's what you would consider a goal.
Usually when the ball goes in the net.
All they had to do was ask us. We got the perfect sight here.
Well, I mean,
we're parallel with the goal.
Any of the 9,000 people in here, or the video evidence that closed the ball going into the back of the net and then kicking back out.
Okay,
but
memo to the officials. Just watch this replay. That's a goal.
Yes, when the ball goes into the net, hits the back of the net, and bounces out, that's considered a goal.
One more time. Hey, one more time just for keepsake, okay? Just to make sure that we're not blind. Let's see. Still a goal. Still a goal.
Well, it's not, Gary, and that's the reality that the Blast have. Only a 2-point lead now for the Blast, 2-goal lead rather. For the Blast, it's not called, so they're going to have to get over it. They're not going to change it now, so for the Blast, they're going to have to score again, or they're going to have to stop San Diego from scoring.
Hoxie and Pereira in the corner. Blast trying to win it. Now a push from behind by San Diego.
And a blue card.
And a blue card. Well, that's okay. Well, why would you give a blue card for that?
Because they're trying to make up for the fact that they just gave a goal away.
That's even worse now.
Yeah. Maybe
now you're making it even worse by doing that.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Well, unfortunately, a game that started out so strong getting marred by a little. It was not a foul. I mean, it could have been called a foul off the ball, but I mean, now you're going to give them 5. And then here we go. There's going to be a bench card. Now we have a yellow card on the bench on San Diego.
So we won't give them the goals, but we'll give you 7 minutes worth of penalties.
Yeah. And who is that going off? Can't see there.
Time of the penalty, 24 seconds of the fourth. In what should be an 8-4 game, the Blast lead at 6-4.
Well, so for San Diego, the way this works out, it was a 2-minute penalty for the foul. And then it was 51 that went off, so Tovar is going to sit on the bench. So Tovar on the bench has a 5-minute game misconduct penalty, so he'll be in the bench for those 5 minutes, but it's not going to be a man advantage. It's just going to be a man advantage for the 2-minute penalty on number 3.
Power play for the Blast here. Obasi, Healy, Roque, Donatelli, and Dantas for Baltimore.
You bring up a great point, though, as we get so upset at that goal. The Blast also scored another goal, which the referees recognized, but they waved it off for an advantage play that they totally missed. Just a terrible segment for the officials there at the end of the third quarter.
There's a goal. No, wait a minute. Is that really a goal?
How many is it in? Let's go see.
Okay,
Can we
that's
zoom
a
in
goal.
on it?
That's
the
a
ball
goal.
Still in there.
Dantas on the power play. 7-4 Blast, and they say take that.
Yeah. Well, for the Blast, you have to respond. You know, you're not going to change the referee's mind. They made a mistake. Right? It's terrible. It's atrocious. No defending it. But either way, for the Blast, you have to overcome that, and they did. Score 7-4 now. And William Van Zell, he's fired up. As we see on the replay here, Pat Healy gets the ball well past the yellow line. Passes it in. Roque, nice touch. And Dantas unmarked again. Unmarked. San Diego had a lot of trouble with leaving guys unmarked on the offensive end.
First for Dantas, that's 8 for the year. He's got 10 points. And Lucas Roque's got 3 assists tonight. His first 3 of the year, 8 points for Lucas. Time of the goal, 55 seconds of the fourth. Blast lead at 7-4, and they're looking to create some pressure. And they got a turnover here in the midfield.
Almost gave it back there.
Look, you know, I'm usually not that hard on the referees. The reason why I'm hard on that one is you have to take a look at it.
Well, I don't think they're allowed to.
Well, in this day and age, why are they not allowed to? It's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
I will tell you why. Because there are other teams in this league that don't have, it's the same as, why is there no instant replay at the FCS level of college football? Is because not every facility has the same technology to be able to accommodate it. So the league mandated a couple years ago that the only time they would use instant replay would be on goals in the playoffs, because that would be the only time they mandated that equipment be available for them to view. Some teams don't have the superstructure, and certainly this beautiful superstructure that we have now, but other teams don't have that technology to be able to accommodate that. So we create an unfair advantage for the teams that have that to be able to use that and not use it league-wide. So it's kind of either everybody has the technology or nobody does.
That's logical.
Okay.
And it's well thought out, but it's not right.
You're correct. Okay.
12:49 left in the game. It's probably the most
like
logical thing you've ever said.
Yeah.
You know
Thank
that?
you. Yeah.
7-4. Blast lead it by 3. And you have to admit, I've gone easy on you tonight.
You're a real peach. Penalties over. Teams at even strength.
Pereira for San Diego. That's stolen away by Caltabiano.
Of course, Tovar still in the box for San Diego.
That's a nice indoor soccer play between Caltabiano and Iwapu. Both from UMBC. Foul called on San Diego.
Here's where I don't understand is it was made a clear point of emphasis that if you make a 2-foot slide in this league, whether you hit the ball or you hit the player, if you make contact with a player, even if you hit contact with the ball, it's a foul. Why is there argument there? It was a clear point of emphasis made within the rule, was sent out in the rules there. There's no arguing that.
Oh, another unmarked player. DeSantos on the restart. What an assist. I think it was Hoxie on the assist. And the Blast now have turned this one into a rout at 8-4.
See it off the ball, but San Diego kind of imploding a little bit on themselves as Toth is just absolutely going after a defender there as number 77, Nick Pereira, just absolutely giving him the business for being out of position there. As you see the quick restart, Hawks, is that Hawks on the ball or is that Pat Healy?
I think it's Pereira.
Pereira, okay. With the small monitor here, Pereira just a pass across.
Well,
it's
too easy.
Yeah. Well,
we're
so the
going
Blast
to check the assist.
Blast back to 8-4 after scoring that, 2 times now. So the game either 10-4 or 8-4, depending on if you've been drinking or not.
Oh, Dantas gets the assist.
Look at that streak. That was a handball. Matt Clare came running in there, and he knocked that ball down with his hands. Ref shielded from that. Hoxie just taking the ground. No foul called.
DeSantos with 2 goals tonight. He's got 4 for the year. Dantas now has participated in both of the last goals. So he's got 11 points on the year in 5 games. Time of the goal is 2:43 of the 4th. Last lead San Diego 8-4. So again, fourth quarter woes for San Diego continue. They were outscored by Sonora 6-0 in the 4th, making a 9-8 game, a 15-8 loss. They had a 3-2 lead with 6 minutes to go against Ontario. They lost that one 4-3.
Need an apartment? Henderson Webb is your hometown property management company with over 10,000 apartments in Baltimore, Anne Arundel, and Howard counties, as well as Baltimore City. Call 410-885-4100 or visit aptrent.com. That's aptrent.com. Ask about the Blast Rent Special, equal housing opportunity. The Embassy Suites by Hilton, Baltimore Inner Harbor is the official hotel of the Baltimore Blast. Connected to the Embassy Suites is Baltimore's most sought-after venue. The Grand, whether planning a corporate meeting or event, wedding, gala, or social event, contact us at 410-685-7777 or online at thegrandbaltimore.com. And finally, DNN Signs is the official sign provider of the Baltimore Blast. For all your sign, vehicle wrap, wall graphic, and imaging solutions, go to dnnsigns.com to see how we may serve your signage needs.
Well, Vanzella a moment ago made another good save on Pereira. Here's Pereira again. And William makes the play on the near post. 10 minutes left in the game. So if you're San Diego and you're 4 goals down, I think you got to go to 6th attacker at about 6 or 7 minutes left. And another great save by Vanzella.
A foul going to be called on the Blast. Right at the edge of the right at the edge of the box there is a foul called.
Taking the shot was Hughes.
Now, here's what I don't understand. If you're San Diego, why not bring an extra attacker on now for the set play and get your extra man advantage here? You're down 4 goals, 9 minutes left. Bring on the extra guy now and just run him right off if you don't score in the advantage.
You could do that. They're going to call a timeout and talk about it. They may do that.
Yeah,
9:58 left to go. We'll take a timeout. Blast 8, San Diego 4. Gary Stein, Andrew Primrose back with you. 9:58 left to go in this one. Blast leading San Diego 8-4. The Sockers will have a free kick top of the box here. Going to try to creep back into this game. Here's the whistle. They leave it out in front. DeSantos comes out for the block, and the Blast now will try to dig it out of the corner. Nice play by Pat Healy. Hey, we have the pleasure of being joined by a young man, and I call him young, because I remember when he was a rookie.
I'm getting up there, Gary.
Nah, look, you're always going to be young to me.
32 years young.
32 years, born in 1983?
Yes, sir.
Mike Lookingland, one of the great Blast players of all time, 4-time Defender of the Year, former MVP of the year, officially retired tonight. Why tonight? Like, why officially retired tonight?
Well, last year I toyed around with it a little bit, and then this year, going into the season, just came to a family decision that I wanted to retire as a Blast player, and I reached out to Kevin and Mike. I felt it was the right time. Needed to officially retire, and I wanted to honor the fans and the coaching staff and as well as the management to really show them that I really appreciate everything they did for me. So I wanted to make sure I went out the right way.
And it was a nice pregame ceremony. You were out at midfield with Kevin and, talking to the fans about the great memories and everything. And knowing that you were going to retire tonight, I brought my Blast Media guide with me. And I looked up, and I was there that day. You made your debut in this little rat hole of a building in Chicago, playing in Chicago that night. It was April 2nd of 2006. And just what do you remember about that night? Because you only played 2 games that year.
Yeah. All I remember is, Danny Kelly became the coach. He said, "Hey, Mike, we clinched a playoff spot. We're gonna play the next couple games." I had no indoor experience whatsoever, but I was really excited. And man, what a physical, fast-paced game it was. And ever since then, I fell in love with the game because you don't really know how special the indoor game is and how talented the guys on the field are. And what a great game it is. And even watching tonight after 10 years, I've never watched a game. I never missed a game of injury or sitting out from selection. So since then, I haven't watched a game. And man, these guys are talented. It's a pleasure to even watch these guys tonight play some quality indoor soccer.
Mike Lookingland, one of the Blast greats, joining us here. That's right. You never missed a game because of injury. I think I could be wrong about this. One game you were suspended.
Oh, yep.
Right? You got a red card or something, right?
You're right, I did.
And that was late in your career too. You would go like 5 or 6 years without missing a game.
You're right. I did miss one game. As I had to back up my boy Millwood in Milwaukee,
right.
Which makes a lot of sense that any suspension came out of Milwaukee. So I did miss one game. You're right. So I think I had 189 games. I missed one though.
Correct.
You're right.
Blast leading it here 8-4 over San Diego. 8 minutes and 5 seconds left. Now their keeper Toth comes out of the goal. They're going to get a little bit more aggressive here perhaps. So had you not played indoor at any level prior to playing professionally?
Obviously in Baltimore you grow up playing,
right.
And the Blast. Everyone comes to the arena to watch those guys play. So I grew up with Timmy Whitman growing up across the street from me. So I got a ton of tickets from him and had a great time coming to watch him play. He's still my favorite player. I had watching the games and playing in the Dew Burns Arena and the Free State Arena and all that stuff. But Baltimore's produced a ton of Baltimore guys. A lot of quality pro soccer players. So. And luckily, I was one of those guys.
Absolutely. Prepped at Loyola, went to Bucknell. What went into the decision to go to Bucknell?
I was big on academics, and so are my parents. They afforded me the opportunity to say, hey, go to the school you want to go to. The coach really liked me. He made it apparent that I would be a big part of the picture. So I went there, great academics, and that's where it's led me to honestly my retirement. I was a business management major, and Dynasty Sports Academy is huge right now. So, it's almost a double-edged sword because the business is going so well with the with the schools and the clinics and the camps for Dynasty Sports Academy. So, I have no regrets, and I loved every minute of Bucknell. What a great school, great academics, and quality soccer as well.
Mike Lookingland joining us here, officially retired tonight. Basically rewrote the Blast record books in terms of blocks and two-way player and 4-time Defender of the Year, MVP, participated in 4 Blast championships. That's actually something I wanted to bring up, and that is your career with Danny Kelly's career as head coach of Baltimore. Really, it was only about a 2-game difference. Right. You had alluded to the fact that Danny took over after the California game just a couple of weeks before you actually joined the team. And we were making a point on the broadcast earlier that Danny did something very subtle back then, and that was he kind of changed the culture of the Blast and made getting behind the ball, 5 behind the ball, the priority. And you were a big part of that transition.
Yeah, I'm very proud of the fact that, Danny, like you said, there was very little overlap between my career and Danny's coaching career. Being able to build this kind of new era, I guess, for the Blast. 5 guys behind the ball, you buy in, or honestly, you're not going to play. And there's been some tremendous offensively talented guys that have come through the ranks here, but everybody buys into Danny's system, and it's a recipe for success. There's no doubt about it. I get asked all the time, man, how do the Blast keep winning? There's turnover, whatever. Well, it's a system. It's a great coaching staff. David Bascombe as well, the management. It's just unbelievable. They're always going to be successful with these guys in place.
San Diego now goes to the 6th attacker. Jeff Hughes, 32, checks in for San Diego. They still trail by 4 with 5 minutes left. Blast have scored 2 goals in the fourth. Talk a little bit about your business and your post-soccer career.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited about it. I mean, it's you know, I miss playing, but at the end of the day, you know, everybody has to, you know, look to the future. And I have a great opportunity with Dynasty Sports Academy, our website, you know, www.dynastysportsacademy.com. We offer clinics for kids ages 3 to 12. It's soccer, it's basketball, it's phys ed, it's a little bit of everything. It's introduction to sports. We have a tremendous coaching staff, and right now we're serving over 5,000 kids.
Wow.
A year. So it's a really good program for kids to be active and get an introduction to sports.
Mike, that's terrific. You know, I tell you, I've been associated with the game for a long time, obviously, and you know that, and it's always great. They have the Hall of Fame ceremonies.
Yep.
I know you'll be doing that one day.
Yep.
It's just great to visit with the guys and just remember,
Yep.
you know, because a lot of times we're looking forward. Sometimes it takes a minute to just look back and just kind of reflect on where you've been.
Yep.
Look, I say this with all my heart. I really enjoyed broadcasting your games, getting to know you a little bit, and
Absolutely.
just being a little speck on that Mike Looking Land career as
cool.
San Diego now scoring the 6th attacker goal.
Yeah, I
but
appreciate it,
but
guys.
with all serious
Yes.
note, congratulations,
Thank you,
man.
Gary.
Always good to see
Thanks,
you.
guys. I really appreciate it.
Mike Looking Land, one of the Blast greats, joining us here on the broadcast tonight, and again, officially retiring from the Baltimore Blast tonight. Let's get you the info here. San Diego scoring their 5th goal tonight. Time of the goal, 11:18 of the fourth, and that now cuts the lead to 8-5 Blast. We'll get the scoring for you in a moment. 77 gets the goal, Pereira, and that goal is unassisted. That is a 6th attacker goal. And so San Diego still in it, 8-5 trailing with 3.5 left.
Not sure why that was unassisted. I guess because it was off a Blast
Off
player.
a Blast player.
Yeah, okay.
So for Pereira, that is his 1st goal tonight, and that'll be his 2nd for the year.
So timeout here by San Diego, as I imagine with the possession, they'll probably go back to the 6th attacker. 3:32 left in the fourth quarter. The score is 8-5 Blast, and we'll take a timeout.
Back at you here from the arena with 3:32 left in this one. Soccer's on the 6th attacker. Blast leading at 8-5. Blast getting 2 goals from Pat Healy tonight, 2 from Adriano DeSantos, 1 apiece from Obasi, Pereira, Kim, and Dantas.
Oh.
And the Sockers with a 6th attacker.
They've also scored 2 other goals as well.
Wait, what was that?
They've also scored 2 other goals that don't show up on that.
Well,
if you remember.
yeah,
The ball went in the net.
Yeah. That's still a goal, right?
Apparently.
Okay.
Apparently not, though.
8-5 Blast. This was a good test for the Blast tonight. Big crowd. You know, a lot of emotion with Mike Lookingland retiring before the game. Great opponent. Tradition, history, all that.
Well, and the funny part is we keep saying tradition, we keep saying history. None of these guys know that. None of these guys, you know what I mean? There's no thing for them. This is just a young soccer team playing against probably the best team that they've played at all year, and lived up to the we're up to the challenge for Baltimore. That's a great, you know, I mean, the environment was crazy, but more importantly, on the field, this was a good team that came into Baltimore, was fresh and had some momentum coming off an overtime win, and Baltimore equal to the task.
There's Pereira. Nice play by Van Zella, and he got an assist in the corner from Kim.
Advanced Radiology is proud to be the official medical imaging provider of the Baltimore Blast. When you need fast, accurate results, trust the team of experts at Advanced Radiology. Visit advancedradiology.com for a location near you. And if you're looking to refinance or buy a home, call Fremont Mortgage Funding. Your loan is handled here in Baltimore, not out of state. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Fremont Mortgage Funding is proud to back the Blast. That's why Fremont is on their uniform back. When you're ready to buy or refinance your home, Fremont is ready to back you too. Call 1-800-955-8508 for a free analysis. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing a wrong lender. And Chesapeake Employers Insurance is Maryland's largest writer for workers' comp insurance for a business coverage quote. Connect with your local agent. And are you frustrated at work by slow computers or system crashes, Gary?
Actually, no, I'm good, but in case I am.
If so, or if you ever are, Netacom's computer and network support team can help. Netacom provides flat-rated service plans for businesses just like yours. Put Netacom on your team's roster. Check us out at netacom.com.
So the Blast average just a shade over 8 goals per game coming in, 33 in 4 games. And they've scored 8 here tonight against San Diego. 8-5, they lead it.
Well, we haven't talked about this, but shots on goal, 24 for Baltimore, 12 for San Diego.
Yeah.
2-1 advantage for the Blast in shots on goal as they
Blast
go back to the sixth attacker.
Definitely dominated in that category. So, barring a last-minute miracle here, there's only 1:15 left, and the Sockers trail by 3. Blast will remain unbeaten. They'll be 5-0 in the year. They'll have won their 23rd consecutive home game. They'll have won their 44th out of their last 46 at home, dating all the way back to 2012. There's Pereira going to try to settle, and that is blocked by Healy on the goal line.
And Pat Healy did the Dikembe Mutombo finger wag afterwards. You gotta love that.
There's a breakaway for the Blast. Levy pulled down from behind. Foul called.
Well, it was a real unselfish play there by Levy, is rather than take a shot there, maybe he had a chance, he tried to settle down. It was kind of like that
That should do it here now, 10 to go. Pereira makes a token effort. Look at Vanzella. That's a huge win for the Blast. Their first real test of the year, and they pass it with flying colors.
That's a big confidence boost for a team that lost 7-2 against San Diego out in San Diego last year to come back here at home and do 8-5 win, and really should and could have been much more than that. But for the Blast, huge confidence win to show these young guys they can compete with the best teams in this league. And for San Diego, 2-3 now. They have to take a look at themselves in the mirror. They have to go to Harrisburg tomorrow. We talked earlier, they're going to stay here tonight, drive up there tomorrow, 2 o'clock game. That's going to be tough for a turnaround. Playing a game like this and then having to go up against Harrisburg and play guys like Adalto Neto and Lucio Gonzaga up there tomorrow.
They're in a tough division out there. That's probably a better division than we thought out in the Pacific.
As you look at that, we see our Pepsi player of the game, 2 goals tonight, Pat Healy, number 9, Pat Healy. As you see his goals there. Pepsi player of the game, Pat Healy. The second one was much easier as he's completely unmarked in the middle box. The neat thing he did there was go near side after going far side the other time.
So Pat Healy with 2 goals tonight. Now he's got 64 in his career, 3 for the season, 205 points. He is our player of the game. I was mentioning San Diego, well, about their division. Well, first let's get to the save of the game.
Chesapeake Employers Insurance save of the game. Look at this one by Vanzella.
Point blank.
Good job of just staying with it and staying in front of it here, as he not only gets the save quickly, but then gets in position to not allow rebounds.
Getting that one on Sabelle. So the division that San Diego is in, the Pacific, Sonora is better than I thought they were going to be. They're already beaten San Diego.
Well, you wonder if Sonora has a little, and both teams have some Monterey players as well.
Yes.
So it looks like they're going to continue that tradition.
And Tacoma also 4-1. Both Sonora and Tacoma are 4-1 coming in. They've got Danny Waltman in goal, so they'll be in every game. So yeah, San Diego's got a tough way to go though.
And Ontario,
but it's early.
Ontario took them to overtime last game as well. So another good team out there. And then Dallas, of course, struggling so far this year, but the tradition in Dallas.
Our next Blast broadcast will be 2 weeks from tonight, I believe. Next week, the Blast go to Harrisburg. They go to Syracuse on the 11th for a Friday night encounter with the Silver Knights. Have already beaten Syracuse this year 6-0. That was the Vanzella shutout. 2 weeks from tonight, we're back home, taking on the Harrisburg Heat. Tariq Walker's squad will welcome back Adalto Neto, Lucio Gonzaga.
We've seen Adalto in another jersey, but it's going to be weird to see Lucio in another jersey.
But if he scores,
is he going to kiss his wife?
I don't know.
His wife, I would hope so.
But are they going to be allowed? I don't know. We'll have to see.
The good news is we have 2 weeks to figure that out.
In case you're just joining us for the first time and you don't know what we're talking about, the kiss the wife goal, then you'll have to tune in 2 weeks from tonight to see if it happens. Our final score here tonight, Blast defeats San Diego 8-5 is the final. Final thoughts from you, Mr. Andrew.
What a great environment. I mean, an incredible crowd. You're talking about one of the bigger crowds in league history, and this game did not disappoint. As San Diego brought everything in here, and for a young Blast team, a huge confidence boost as they lived up to the hype. And for them now, they have to start looking ahead as they have some winnable games in the future. And you start looking ahead to maybe that Missouri matchup for a game between 2 undefeated teams. That's in the possibility right now as this Baltimore team's shown they're up to the challenge.
Blast beat San Diego 8-5. For Andrew Primrose, I'm Gary Stein. Chad, thank you and your crew at Invicta for doing a great job as usual. And Blast go to 5-0. San Diego falls to 2-3. 2 weeks from tonight, Blast in Harrisburg at the arena. Game time 7:35. We'll see you then. And thanks for joining us on Blast Soccer tonight.